Hi all, in this video we will discuss about SQL commands. So what is SQL? So why do we require these commands, and what are all the types of SQL commands which is available in the database? SQL is a structured query language. Meanwhile, we will say it structured English query language. If you know basic English, we will write this SQL commands to retrieve the data, or if you want to manipulate something, or if you want to create something. So SQL is a structured query language which is used to deal with the structured data. Structured data is that generally stored in the form of relations or at tables. Whenever we store the data in tables, we need SQL commands to interact with any of the databases. Moreover, these commands are also required to retrieve the data which is stored in database tables. Based upon the functionality, we are classifying SQL commands into four types, that is DDL, DML, DCL, TCL. What is DDL here? DDL stands for Data Definition Language. DML stands for Data Manipulation Language. DCL stands for Data Control Language. TCL stands for Data Transaction Control Language. And DQL stands for Data Query Language or Data Retrieval Language. First we'll go with a DDL. What is DDL? DDL stands for Data Definition Language. So which you are going to deal with the structure level. It can be a table, it can be a view, any type of object. While creating that object, we are going to deal with structure level. So if you want to create object, we can use create command. If you want to do alter, so we'll go with alter command. So if you want to do drop, so if you want to drop the table or object, so we can use a drop command. That means we can delete data along with structure. Then truncate, where we will delete data within a single shot, and we are not going to delete any structure here, but the structure remains same. Then we will go with DML. Basically, DML stands for data manipulation. If you want to manipulate data within an object, we are going to use these commands, that is insert, update and delete. So why do we require insert? If you want to insert data in that particular database object, it can be a table, it can be a view, or whatever it is. So we are going to use insert command. Next, update. The data which you want to update due to some specific business reasons, we are going to use update command to update the data within a object. Next, if you want to delete data from particular object, we are going to use a delete command. Next, DCL. So data control language. So if you want to control in a specific manner with respect to user specific kind of thing, so we can use these commands, that is data control language commands, that is grant and revoke. So just assume some XYZ employee has joined in ABC organization. If you want to grant access for him, so it can be a read, it can be a write, it can be a super user access. We can use grant command and we will provide access to that particular resource. Next, revoke. Just assume some XYZ employees are moving out of this organization. Today is his last working day. If we want to delete his access from this database, we can use a revoke command. Next one is TCL commands, transaction control language. So basically, if you want to do some transaction level things, like if you want to store a transactional data, just assume we are working on some front-end application where we are getting millions of records per minute or per hour. So if you want to store the data in a database object, so we are going to use these TCL commands, that is transaction control language, commit, rollback and save point. So these are the commands which we are going to use as part of SQL to interact with any of the database. So commit is the command where we are going to save that particular transactions into a database permanently. So just assume if you want to store each and every record, we are going to use a auto commit option nowadays as part of any data warehousing related projects. Next one is a rollback. So rollback is the command. So just assume you deleted some set of records unwantedly or by mistake. So if you can use a rollback command, so which will undo the data, okay, or which will fetch the data or undo the data until last commit. Next, save point. As I said earlier, we have auto commit option nowadays, so it is not required to use save point nowadays. Next command is next command type is DQL, data query language. We can call it as the data retrieval language also, that is TRL. So what if you want to fetch after data from any of the object after you inserted data? Just assume you inserted 1 million records into one object. So we are going to use select to fetch data from that particular object. We can use this select command to retrieve the data based upon conditional based selection, or if you want to fetch based upon some functionality, we can use functions. If you want to go with classes, that is select from, where, group by, order by, partition by, and then we can use limit also, kind of offset, so where we can limit the number of records from while fetching data from that particular object. It can be a table, so whatever it is. Please do subscribe this channel, that is LKV Tech, for technology related videos. Thank you so much for your support, and signing off. Bye bye. Thank you all.